Okay, so good day. So I'm going to explain what would be the practice task number one. So it says here that we need to find a middle value out of three numbers. So we need to provide three numbers, and then we're going to solve the task using our program code. So you need to get three numbers in order to identify the middle one. So using the logic greater than one and less than the other, of course. So to do that. And then we're going to use the if, then else if, and else code in our uh, program. So take note, you can explicitly define numbers in code like number 1 is equals to 5, number 2 is equals to 4, and so on. So it means you're gonna need to create forms for users to enter the number. So it asks you to submit only your code using a text file. So what should be the output of this given problem in task number one? So it should be look like this. So I provided the value of the given number one, number two, and number three, which is 10, 20, and 13. So obviously the middle number is 13. It should be number three, which is equals to 13. Okay, so for day 2, task 2, it says that we need to check if number A is divisible by number B. So explicitly, we can define the two whole numbers in our code. For example, we use A as 15 and B as 4. So we need to check if A is divisible by B, and then it displays the respective message and resulting whole number, which is mandatory, and also the fractional part, if any. So the fractional part only display if A is not divisible by B. So comments, we need to use the method message to display the message, and then place in parentheses either a string name in double quotes or the variable name. So again, we need to submit it or our code in a text file only. So here's what it should look like in our program code. It should be output like this, no? So A is equals to 16, for example, that is uh, 16, and B is 4. So the resulting is, of course, A is divisible by B since the result is equals to 4. So when we divide 16 by 4, that is equals to 4. But the other way around, if it is not divisible, so if it is not divisible by A or if A is not divisible by B, no? So the okay, so for task number three, it says here that we need to calculate value for function of y equals to fx. So the given is y equals to fx, and then we need to use the formula y equals to 2x minus 10 if x is greater than 0, or y is equals to 0 if our x is equals to 0. And the other one is y equals to 2 times absolute value of x minus 1 if x is less than 0. So having uh, that three conditional statement, it depends on the value of our x. Then we need to calculate the function value for a specific value of x. So it is allowed to set or modify the value of x right within our module, or meaning in our code. So for example, we set our x as x is equals to 7. No? Then we need to display the result of the calculation on the user screen. So again, we need to submit our code using a text file. So our output should be look like this one. No? So I specify or in display also the value of x, which is 0, and then I display also the uh, function to follow by our code, which is y equals to function of x, and then the conditional statement if the value of x is 0 or greater than 0 or less than 0, the formula should also display which the result y equals to 0 because we set our x as equals to 0. So it says in the given problem that if x is equals to 0, so the formula is y equals to 0. So therefore, our y is equals to 0. That is our result. The other way around, so the other way around, if our x is greater than 0, so I set the value of x as 1, so it use the formula if x is greater than 0, the formula is y equals to 2x minus 10. So therefore, our y is equals to negative 8. Why? Because if we are going to replace x or the value of x which is 1, that is 2 times 1 equals to 2, minus 10, that is equals to negative 8. And that is if x is greater than 0. And the other one, if we set our x less than 0, so which is okay. So for module 1, day 2, task 4, the given problem is about exponentiation. So we need to create two variables. As stated, we need a two-digit number and exponent. So we need to assign whole numbers to the two attributes. Then we need to apply the exponent to the two-digit number and then display the result on the screen. The message should also contain a comment if the resulting value exceeds 10,000. So take note, do not use the built-in exponent functions in 1C Enterprise. So again, we need to submit our code in a text file. So our output for this given problem in task 4 should be look like this one. So in my case, I output the two-digit number variable with a value of 10 and the exponent with a value of 3. So if we're going to write it in mathematical sentence, that is 10 raised to the third power. So meaning we need to multiply the base 10 3 times to itself. So that is 10 times 10 is 100 times 10. That is the result is 1,000. So the other requirement is to so the other requirements is to display a resulting value that exceeds 10,000 if in that case, no, for example, we have this two-digit number with a value of 10 and our exponent is okay. So for the last task in module 1 day 2 task 5, the given problem is to multiply numbers using a loop, no? So we're going to use a loop code. So we need to write a piece of program code to multiply A and B without applying or using the multiplication operation in one C enterprise. No? Then we need to use any natural numbers for A and B. So take note, you can explicitly define the number right within the module or your code. No? So you need to submit your code again in a text file. So what should look like the output of this task number 5? No? So it should output similar like this. No? We need to write the product of 2 and 5 is 10. Or if you're going to use uh, 3 and 5, so the okay, so for module 1, day 3, task 3, our problem here is getting the calendar and work days. So the requirement is to calculate the number of calendar and work days between two specified dates. So you can set dates right within the code. List the result on the screen as follows. So period showing the start date to end date, and the number of calendar days, which is X, and the number of work days, which is Y. Take note that the work days are Monday to Friday. So you have to submit your code in a text file format. So let's see what it should look like in our once enterprise output. So we have to specify the start date here. In my case, I have example May 8, 2022, and the end date is May 18, 2022. So if we get the actual number of calendar days, that is 11 days from May 8 to May 18. So if we get the number of calendar days between two given dates, which is May 8 and May 18. So between that is we have number of calendar days, which is 9, and number of work days between these two given dates is 7. So let us try to change the end date. Now for module 1, day 3, task 1. So we need to remove all digits from a line. So you get a line. So your task is to remove all digits and list the results on screen. Note that you can add a text line directly to the module. So the given line is text line is equals to uh, BA69SE0. So we need to submit our code in a text file again. So remember that we need to display only the given characters and not a digit one. So what should be the output of this given problem? So it should be like this, no? So the given line is text line equals to BA69SE0. So the result. Okay, so for module 1, day 3, task 2, our task is to calculate number of words in a given line. So the given line is text line is equals to red, blue, yellow, green, and orange. So what we need to do is to get the line of words separated by spaces. So we need also to calculate the number of words in that line. So take note, you can add the text line directly to the module or to our code. So we need to submit our code in a text file format. So our output should be like this. So in my case, I display the given text line, which is having a value of red space blue space yellow space green space orange. So we need to uh, uh, get the calculated number of words in that given text line. So the output should be uh, 5 because we have 5 words: red, one; blue, one; another; yellow, another; green, another; and then orange, another. So to test if it really works, let us add another word with okay, for our module 1, day 4, practice task number 1. Uh, you need to create a function, split string into substring array. The requirement should be the function should be able to receive three parameters, and these are the source line, the delimiter, and exclude empty lines from selection. Now, source line required a line with words. Our delimiter is optional, with the default value for splitting words in a line is by using a comma. And our exclude empty lines from selection is also optional. This way, we specify if the output should include empty words, but the default value is true. So the function output should be an array of words split by the delimiter in the source string. So here is an example. We have a source string, red, yellow, blue, and green with a comma as our delimiter. So the function should return an array with four elements, which I already mentioned, the red, yellow, blue, and green. So we can use these calls listed below to check how the function works. No? So in result 1, split string into substring array, which is blue, yellow, and comma, comma. So we need to output these two words with blue and yellow. Same true with result 2. No? So we need to output this three words, blue, yellow, comma, and then empty. And then for the result 3, we need to output this two words with blue, yellow. So again, we need to submit our code into text file. So let us try to see the output in 1Z Enterprise. So for module 1, day 4, task 2, we need to create a function to do test if the given value is a number or not. So function is number. So create a function that should take one parameter, which is initial string. So the function should check whether the line past the function is a number. So the value that we should test is this one and this one. So any line containing only digits, spaces, and not more than one full stop is a number. If the pass line is a number, as defined above, so the function should return true. So otherwise, it should return false. So for our output, we need to test the function. So we need to display or output this line that that is a number, and another line which is not a number, and another line which is a also a number. So after creating your code for this task, you need to submit it in text file. So in once enterprise, this should be the output looks like. No? So after going through with the function test, which is number, no, if build your future, be a leader, be your best kiss.